Alright, so as you can see, I got another package here from China, and I just put a slice in it so we can open it, but as you can see, I got the wheels. I shaved all the plastic down the best I could, and get as many big chunks as I could out of there to take some weight reduction out of it. I also shaved these wheel braces down, way down. And momentarily I took Mr. Fusion off, and the foam I'm going to be using for my riser pads, that's how we're going to push the wheelbase down. And still keep it very light. I wanted to use foam because I don't want anything hard that weighs, because right now, unfortunately, the quad I had, I just tested the parts on my setup here and it didn't work, so I ordered another one as backup just in case. And there you go. I ordered another H8 Mini, and we're going to pull this out. So I'm using a brand new quad to make this build. It is what it is. Damn it, I can get it out of there. There we go. And as you can see, there's a lot less plastic, but it's still pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy. I would say easily comparable. I think this weighs more. It does, this weighs more. But that's with the flight board in there and all the motors. So now I'm trying to add that weight to this weight, and they almost weigh the same, so. Oh, this will be interesting. Nice little controller for it. And let's see what we got here. I definitely got some landing pads. Those will come in handy. Some landing pads, charger, some extra props. That's always a good thing. And let's go ahead and strip that quad down now and see what we're going to need to do to this. Those are some pretty big blades there. I can imagine the clearance is going to be horrible trying to get this to work, so I may still end up having to go inverted. We'll see, guys. Those are some big propellers. I'm not sure what it's going to take to get them to work, or what kind of clearance they have. That's going to be damn close, don't you think? I think it's doable, though. I think it's doable. Alright, let's tear it down. Alright, we got to make all of that fit in here. All of this, everything you see here has to be in this vehicle. I think it's doable. The question is it going to weigh too much? And we're not going to find that out until after we put it together and see if it's got some lift off. This is a 30C battery. It's a tiny one, but it's very powerful. And these are some pretty strong little motors, and those are some decent sized props. So I have a feeling it should be able to lift this. It may be just completely pushing its weight mass, and I may only get like 1.5 to 2 minutes of flight time, but that's more than enough for what I need. So let's see if we can figure out how to put this together. Well, unfortunately, we've already hit our first problem here, and I've tried to solve that problem before it gets worse. I put glue on all the solder joints for the motors because I've been moving them around so much. Trying to position them that finally one of the solder mounts broke, so I'm going to have to strip this real quick, reheat up that solder, put it back in there, and then put some super glue over it to ensure that that's not going to happen. Again, I have glued the battery now inside of the car, so I tried to make sure it was like dead center in the middle of the vehicle, so you guys can see that. And then I'm going to mount the quad, and the green will stick out ever so slightly, the panel, but there's nothing I can do about that. I can't shave them down, so you're just going to see a little bit of panel. Okay, but this mounts almost perfectly in the center here with the X's on the points. They overlap just the slightest, but it's good enough for what I need it for, so should look alright. And then we'll cut our foam pad risers and we'll figure all that out later. I gotta go in the garage here and resolder this joint before I can move on. But yeah, I would suggest if you're gonna do this to put glue on all the joints where there's solder for the motors, that way they don't fall off again. And hope for the best. So let me go see if I can get this figured out here. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, check it out. I finally fixed that motor. I'll give you guys a glance underneath. This is what we've got going on so far. Battery glued in there nicely. right dead center. Quad was centered directly in the middle, and then I glued the panels down. And I still can see orientation with the lights on the bottom. Plus, it gives it a pretty cool look. So, pretty neat little Back to the Future thing going on there. That motor I ended up having to take a lot of wire out of, and I may end up changing this entire setup at some point because it looks like the motors are going to have to be above the hood and above the back of this to make this work right now. So I may order the other version of the E-Sheen, the one that has inverted motors, and we may just redo this entire thing. But for right now, we're going to give this a shot and see what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and color these motors, go out and drill these, and glue them in. I'll see you guys in a bit so you can see that it's in there, it's working, all the motors are on there, and it basically fits the board. It's not bad. And I got to glue Mr. Fusion back on there again, but we're getting there. We're about to see if it flies, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Alrighty guys, Mr. Fusion is back on there. I need to repaint him again. Batteries in the back so it can be charged and the wires can be connected easily, and motors are on there. I am now about to go out and put these in my vise and drill them out so I can shove the motors through there and then mount them. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, as you guys can see, I have the tire in my vise now, locked in there real good. Now all I'm going to do is drill a hole. I can't really do it in film because I want to be very precise, but you guys understand, be as precise as you can. You don't want to be off at all. Alright, see you in a bit. Well, as you guys can see, I'm making some pretty good progress here. Got the wheels put through the motors now, and got the back set up there. Getting ready for the props, and pretty big props. We're probably going to have to paint these black, and I got to see if they're going to touch or not. I'm hoping they're not. I think they're going to be pretty close to touching, but they won't. And we should be good. I haven't mounted the wheels yet. I've got the styrofoam to build the braces. I just got to make sure I'm positive that this is where I want to mount the motors at. So we're going to have to kind of go through that whole procedure there, but definitely looking pretty cool here. We will make a flying DeLorean. Dan has his mind set on doing this. If I tip this over, you guys can see what I got going on here. So battery's already been mounted, flight board's been mounted, and front tires are getting ready to go, back tires are getting ready to go on, and then we got to add some some foam in there for some risers to push the back end down. And but it's starting to look pretty cool, man. Mr. Fusion's got to be repainted again and re-glued because I accidentally knocked him off twice now, but we'll just wait. I was hoping I could finish the project with him on there, but we're gonna have to pull him off. But looking pretty cool. So front tires are gonna have to get their riser pads figured out, and for right now it looks like the motors are gonna have to be above the body. So I may have to get inverted motors at some point, but still I'm gonna finish this build how it is and see what happens. So pretty cool, man. Moving right along here. Alright, see you guys in a bit.